Welcome to my studio. My name's Lisa Jones. I've been living in Yamundi for 8 years now, and I've had this studio for about 4 years. I enjoy painting. I'd like to paint on a daily basis. I also love painting the female form and basically anything that takes my fancy. It is really hard to focus on one particular style of painting when your mind takes you to landscapes, to animals, to flowers, and different sorts of artworks. I love seeing dancers. I love the loose, colourful forms. I trained under David Paulson at the Brisbane Institute of Art in Brisbane for about 1.5 years, and he encouraged creative portraiture where the strokes were loose and the colours were bright. I like people enjoying my work. When somebody sees my work and they say, I'd like that, that gives me such a buzz, and I'd rather give it to them than try to take money for them, even though I do need to earn some money. But just to see somebody that likes my work means an awful lot to me. Picasso once said that every child is an artist, but as you become an adult, becoming an artist gets much harder.
Hi, my name's Trevor Purvis. I'm an artist who I would describe as a contemporary Australian outback painter. I'm part of the Noosa Open Studios, which is going to be happening from the 17th to 19th of August. And this is my studio. I'd like to show you around if I can. Yeah, so my studios, this is the kind of work that I do. And in this studio, which is in Karoi in the hinterland, it's a beautiful vista, and most of my paintings actually convey that kind of feel that I enjoy about the outback and the beauty of nature. So my style is loose. It's the whole idea that I have for my new paintings is that the work should not be tight. It should be fresh, should be vibrant, should be colourful, should be the sort of thing that is easy to like. It's also very easy to do, and I'll take you through the process of how I do that. The way that I go about doing my paintings is quite unique in that I start with sketches. My colour sketches, like these here, for example, are ones that I do. I never take any more than, say, 15 minutes to do a colour sketch, and the sketches that I end up with, I pick the best. I pick the eyes out of the sketches that I do, and then turn them into the final painting. These are the ones that actually inspired this painting, which I'm about to talk about now. Yeah. So these sketches were the preliminary sketches for this painting. This is oil paint done on board, and I like using board because you can scratch into it and scrape it, you can attack it, you can wash it down with terps and then repaint areas. I like to get things like this and really gouge into the surface to actually break it up and get textures. I allow as many accidents as possible to happen. So there are lots of dribbles and there are lots of colours that mix without me knowing they're going to mix like they do, and they end up being nice. Come visit my studio. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how beautiful the Karoi hinterland is. See you then. Bye.
Hi, I'm Annie Mcdonald. Welcome to my studio. I'm a glass artist and I started doing lead light over 34 years ago. I love glass. I'm actually addicted to it. I get inspired by my environment and my grandkids and lots of different colours. I have been slumping and fusing now for about 17 years. So this is my slumped work through here, all the beautiful colours, and that requires one firing. And then I have pieces like this, which is slumping and fusing, which requires 2 firings, and it takes 24 hours for each firing. It took me many months to discover how to do this technique. Now I've begun doing pâte de verre, which is crushed glass. This is the crushed glass that we use, and we actually paint the glass onto different forms. So I hope you all come and visit me when Noosa Open Studios is happening. I'm open more than just the 3 days, and I have a workshop with slumping and fusing for 3 days, and you get to create beautiful little plates and things, and that's during the week. And I'm also open on different days, so just check the guide, and would love to see you then. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pam Moore Pal, and I'm one of the artists that's in this year's Open Studios. I am attracted to water. I've always been attracted to water, and I do a lot of reflections, and that stops me from doing the postcardy looking sort of works, and I focus on sections. I'll focus on a section. For instance, there's a whole island there, but I'm more interested in the pattern the reflection makes. Living on the coast, of course, I can't help being beside the water and just looking, whether it's the creeks and the inlets or the ocean. And then, of course, I love travelling and going out to the desert, and then the whole palette changes. I just like the idea of becoming so minimal, and I'd like to go even further in the way the Japanese quite often have just one big stroke, and I really admire that. And if it doesn't work the first time, that's it. I suppose I'd really love to have a whole sea of paper spread out and not worry about it and just go from one to the other. You can look me up in our Noosa Open Studios guide and see what there is to offer.
My name's Bronwyn Enos. I make weird animal lanterns. I like to teach people to make them. I live in the bush in Doonan. This is what I see when I see a chook. I see something sitting, imperious, feathers. So I just sort of tried to work out, well, how can I teach people to do a chook? What's the essence of a chook? There they are. It's feathers, the combs, the wattles, the beak, the inquisitiveness of a chook. Same with the possum. It's just the essence of what a possum is, with big eyes and big curly tail, and in the bush and coming out of trees. So for me, it started. I went to a lantern course, and the lady was teaching us how to do lanterns, but they were squares, triangles, and cylinders. And I thought, no, I'm not interested in that. I could have taught myself that at home. So I said to her, would it be possible for me to do a dog? And she sort of glazed over and said, yeah, okay, well, you can go and sit there, right over there, and I'll come and help you, but I don't know really how to do that, but you can have a go. I said, well, if I can see the method, I'd like to do it, because I'm not really interested in squares and triangles. And it's my second Noosa Open Studios, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
My name is Kurt Becker, and I'm involved with art for my whole life. It started when I was a child of about 3 or 4. When my mum brought home one with a block of plasticine, and with a kitchen knife she carved a dog, and I was watching her, and it was inspired, and I was vibrating, and I was in love, and it started for me a journey of working with plasticine the whole childhood, and I love working with the human figures, and I like to be working my own issues with those figures. When I get inspired from just reading a story or a poem or a movie or relationships or issues I'm dealing with. For example, I did that last week, that figure. That's an old life-involved guy with a big something and a glass of red wine in his hand. And it opens my heart to the world, and that means I'm in touch with my soul, more or less, too. I call it like that. And And then I become one of the free people in the world. With that attitude and with that kind of involvement, and it gives me space and freedom and love for myself and for you and for the whole world.